And also too, Taurus, what that does is, the whole when I have this or when I get there, I'll be happy. It also subconsciously, Taurus, puts you in this vibration or in this mindset, Taurus, of a belief system that you are not good enough or you are inept at providing for yourself because you haven't reached that point to be happy. Taurus, 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 my bull. Because you're reading Taurus for, I almost said October. How very interesting. Maybe something happened in October that's bleeding into December here. Here's your reading, Taurus, for December 2019. Before we get started here, Taurus, just, as a general rule, just keep in mind, Taurus, that the energies and messages here, they can apply to many different areas of your life. So just go ahead and apply them where they fit, how they fit, and to whom they fit. And also, too, since energy is fluid, the roles and people, places, and things involved in your situation can switch upon any given instance with the messages. Just apply it as best you can. All right, Taurus? All right, Taurus, let's hop right here into your reading here. Taurus, as I was tuning in, to your guys' energy this month, I was getting like, Taurus, like, there's going to be like a lot of like heart chakra work, clearing, opening, just really focusing on the heart chakra and really opening up, interesting, opening up yourself to possibility and also to opening yourself up towards with a vibration of love and with a vibration of like hopefulness. Also too, Taurus, regarding ascension mechanics, my guidance just brought this through for you. There's something called the sacred crystal lotus heart. Go ahead and research that, Taurus. I think you'll find that very valuable for you this month. Also, too, Taurus, I was getting an energy of like uncertainty you may be feeling. Also, too, like anxiety, like almost like suspense. Like you feel like something is coming in a sense, like that worrisome type of energy, which led to like the anxiety a little bit. Also, too, Taurus, I mean, this month here, Taurus, there's a lot of divine support that is just literally waiting, Taurus, to help you and waiting to assist you this month, Taurus. It's just all about you allowing that, and also your willingness, Taurus, to say, okay, let's do this, and whatever way that may be for you regarding your spiritual guidance, Um, Also, to Taurus here, what I was also getting to tuning in was just there's going to be a real focus this month, Taurus, on like clearing the pain body, clearing clearing the stories, Taurus, that we tell ourselves, in our head, and just the clearing a lot of old karmic pain energy, clearing a lot of that away and no longer allowing that to be like woven into your present and future like reality, Taurus. It's you're gonna find that inner resonance and inner strength this month, Taurus, to really like let it go, whatever that may be for you, Taurus, this month. And I see you guys being very, very successful in doing this month, but really a lot of okay, interesting too. Learning a lot about ascension mechanics just in general, and also too, Taurus, just I don't want to keep repeating myself here, but just clearing the pain body, clearing the auric field, clearing the etheric body as well, but particularly the pain body. All right, Taurus. So I feel, Taurus, like for a lot of you this month, you guys have been really going over a lot of situations, within the privacy of your own being. I'm kind of seeing a lot of you maybe in your bedroom, in a sense, like at nighttime or something to that effect, where it's like where you're in solitude and just going over towards a lot of situations and a lot of things that just have happened in your life and just have happened to you, just overall in general. Taurus, going over a lot of the those experiences that you've had, that when the world just beat you down, and really you realizing, Taurus, and coming to this real conclusion that you no longer want to be the victim. You no longer want to be, interesting. You no longer want to be held accountable for what isn't yours to take, or what isn't yours to own. Going back to the stories that we tell ourselves in our head, Taurus. Also, too, Taurus, what's really coming through here for you is, Taurus, like sometimes we hold on to our pain, and we hold on to like those experiences that we fought through, and that made us who we are today, which is a great thing, Taurus. Always applaud yourself for those, for those convictions and for those prevailings, But what I'm trying to say here, Taurus, is this: it's like sometimes, Taurus, we can just hold on to those painful experiences, and we somehow attach them to like our self identity, and we feel like if we release those painful experiences that somehow form an aspect of our identity, or are part of our identity, we feel like we will completely lose who we are, and we feel like we won't have anything to like look back on in terms of to remind us of who we are. Taurus, that's very interesting that came through for you right now, because it's like we don't have to always look back on who we are in terms of what made us who we are. Because, Taurus, yeah, you may have made some mistakes in the past. And, hey, a lot of you, some of you may not be where you really want to be right now in this present moment. But, Taurus, what does any of that have to do with your future? So in me saying all of this, Taurus, I'm really feeling this month, it's like you guys have really been going over a lot of experiences that have really been very profound for you regarding emotionally. And it's almost, Taurus, like I'm getting for a lot of you, like not wanting to, or having apprehension in wanting to look further into that. It's great that you guys are starting to look at these things. It's a beautiful thing. But it's like when it gets too deep, Taurus, or those experiences that you've had that are very, very emotionally deep, when it gets too deep, you tend to kind of pull away, or you tend to kind of like, do one of those things where it's like, oh, so what about them Lakers? Like that kind of thing where you want to change the subject. Now, let me say all this. It's almost, Taurus, like if interesting. It's like when you reach those moments, Taurus, when things get super deep, it's important to fill it out. It's important to have a relationship with your emotions regarding how deep they are and how deep they can go. Now, when we choose to pull away, Taurus, what we end up doing is we end up walking away, Taurus, from the divinity that's within us, the spiritualness that's within us. And you don't grant yourself, Taurus, that opportunity to really become, I'm going to say it like this, become comfortable in a sense, Taurus, with uncomfortability. Now, who wants to be uncomfortable? Or who wants to become comfortable with uncomfortability? I understand. But it's more of like when those situations rise up for you, triggers and remindings and deep emotional wounds and the pain body and all those things that we just spoke of right now, when those things come up for you, Taurus, very randomly or very like quickly, and however it may manifest, Taurus, it's like you immediately start to get really nervous, and then you're like, and then you want to like pull away, and it's almost like you just either want to put your head in the sand, or you just want to run away from that from experiencing that or feeling that. What I'm trying to say here, Taurus, is when you feel those emotions and how deep they really do run, and you allow yourself to express them, and you allow yourself to experience them, and not judge them, Taurus, in terms of like what they could be telling you. It's what you're feeling in the moment. Just allow yourself to feel it, in your own solitude, of course, if that's what you like to do. When you don't allow yourself to do that, Taurus, when things come at you and when triggers happen and when situations just present themselves to you, out in in your reality, out in with your family, with your social circles at work. You haven't in a sense trained yourself towards to really just to sit in that space and know that you're protected, you're safe, and you're loved, and you're okay. So me saying all of this, Taurus, it's really, I feel like, let's no longer, Taurus, like walk away from granting yourself the opportunity to really learn a lot about who you are and what you are beneath the surface, And I feel, Taurus, like a lot of you are walking into this month, like really reestablishing your boundary lines, and also, okay, I just heard establishing and reestablishing your belief system, or even just establishing a belief system. Now, I'm not saying that you don't have a belief system, Taurus, but it's just does that belief system, does it bring you inner peace? That belief system, does it keep you calm during the storm? Can you rely on that belief system that you have, Taurus, regarding where you can put it into practice, and you can put it into work, and you can put it into, like physical existence? So when those triggers come up for you, when, just shit happens in your life that is very unfavorable for you, can you apply it? Can you, in a sense, like remind yourself and say, okay, I've come this far. Let me apply it to everyday practical life now when it needs to be applied, regarding your belief system and how it assists you and how it helps you have and understand that true love and true inner resonance comes from within. But only you can give yourself that, Taurus. So only you can grant yourself that opportunity to even understand what that means, or to understand how to apply that, Taurus. And I just really feel like this month, a lot of this is going on for you, and it can maybe feel very confusing. It can maybe also feel very foreign. But the best advice I can give you, Taurus, this month is really like, when these triggers come up, and when situations, like I said, come up for you where they're unfavorable, or it hits you emotionally, remember, Taurus, you're safe, you're loved, you're protected, because you have already established that within yourself through your newfound or readjusted belief system this month. Let's see, Taurus, pop out some cards here before I let you go. Let's see. Yeah, Taurus, it's just really like, that's why I want to say that I was picking up the heart chakra as I was tuning in to your guys' energy. Yeah, exactly, the Nine of Cups here. Yeah, you're choosing you now, and you're choosing happiness, Taurus, and you're also understanding that happiness is not a destination. You are happy within the moment. You don't find happiness. It's not about, Taurus, like when I have this, or when I acquire this, or when I'm here, or when I'm there is when I'll be happy, or when I'll be content. That it doesn't work like that, Taurus. You know what I mean? It may have worked in the past, but one, Taurus, that keeps you always striving for more, when more isn't really the point here. No, I hope this is making sense here, Taurus. It's a little bit kind of philosophical here, this reading here for you. Let's see. Okay, let's see. And I just feel, Taurus, like this is going to be the goal this month for you, is really like back to what I was saying earlier, like really identifying the pain body, Taurus, and releasing. Just release, and just, we have to let things go, Taurus. You know what I mean? We gotta let it go, and we have to be courageous, Taurus, in moving forward. And we can't predict the future, Taurus. We can anticipate it up to a certain point, but even then, too, that only breeds fear, and that only brings anxiety in a sense here. But there it is, strength. Exactly, Taurus. That's what you're developing this month. This month is really inner strength, and really taming your inner lion, taming your inner authority that always seems to, Taurus, remind you of why you may need to be afraid, or why you don't want to venture out into the unknown, why you don't want to view those emotional situations or those experiences, because it's like it was too painful in the past, so we're not going to do that. Like, that inner ego or that inner authority that tells you these things. Don't believe that, Taurus. But that's going to switch when your foundational belief system is readjusted. I want to pop out one more card for you, Taurus. Okay, down the floor, but let's see. The Eight of Swords reversed. Yep, Taurus. So you're coming out of that the perception of being trapped, the perception of being like owned by deep emotional experiences that were unfavorable for you. It's now time for you to take your power back and own who you really are, and to see yourself through it, and to know that your perspective and your approach, your truth serves you for your highest good. But only you can make that decision, Taurus, and only you can work towards that, and only you have the answers to how to go about doing that. What's really interesting, Taurus, is I forgot to do one thing here during your reading, and I'm coming back to it. It's very interesting, Taurus. I came across this book that I purchased in college. I never read it, unfortunately, back then. All of a sudden now, after my awakening and all that, I actually dipped more into it, and it's pretty interesting, Taurus, here, and it's called Stand Like Mountain, Flow Like Water. It's by Brian Luke Seward. Very, very interesting and uplifting and introspective book here, right? Anyway, what I'm trying to say here, Taurus, is what I ended up doing was I chose 17, quotes from the book. I just kind of did one of these things, and wherever I stopped and then wherever my eyes landed, I went ahead and wrote that down. Put them on a little piece of paper here. So what we're gonna do, Taurus, is we're gonna go ahead and pop one out here. Let's see. Very interesting, Taurus, how I came back to that, or I forgot how to do that, or I forgot to do that. Let's see. Taurus. Okay. Let's see here. Okay, here's if you want to read it yourself here, but I'm going to read it to you. One cannot speak of health without understanding human spirituality, for spiritual fitness is inextricably linked to our mental, emotional, and physical health. Ensuring the well-being of the spirit is a sharing of all aspects of ourselves. Very interesting, Taurus. Exactly what we spoke about in your reading here. All right, Taurus, that's what I'm getting here for you for December. I kind of stumbled on my words a lot here, Taurus. Maybe you kind of are experiencing this as well, like you can't get your words out or something. But let's try this again. All right, Taurus, that's what I'm getting for you for December 2019. Go and visit intuitiveperceptions.com for all of your booking and services needs. And also, too, Taurus, I'm available if you'd like to get a hold of me on Facebook Messenger as well. Under Intuitive Perceptions. Everything's in the description box regarding all of that. All right, Taurus, you got this. You came out in your own reading, okay? So it's about you this month, Taurus. See yourself in a brighter light, and you always have, Taurus, the opportunity every single day to see your life in your favor, and to know that you no longer want to be the victim because you are the lighthouse. All right, Taurus, as always, God bless and love and light.